Okay.
What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quick. What's up, guys? Welcome to another quickie. It's a quiet day today with 2 games on the slate. Interesting games nonetheless. I'm your host JJT with our commish Eric Go.
Yes, guys.
News. Let's get on with the news. Nasser Little.
I'll let Jeremy, because that's Jeremy's favorite player. Let's
Yes,
let him.
we were just talking about him yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday or the other day?
Yes, yeah, the other game.
I love Nasser Little because of, the way he's been playing. I've had lots of Nasser Littles. I think probably half of my teams have Nasser Little.
When
I
I
haven't
heard
really
the
dropped him.
news, when I heard the news, I thought of Jeremy right away. I said, he should be
So
very, very
hard,
sad
so
right
annoying.
now.
And he's in my IL Plus, and that's the problem again I have because I haven't really dropped him. I was thinking of him.
No, drop him. He's out for the season.
Yeah, I know he's out for the season, but another thing is that I don't know who to add yet. Who to replace him. Plus, he's in my IL Plus for most of the teams. So it doesn't really affect much of the rosters.
Okay.
But he is out for the season with shoulder injury. So unfortunate.
And what's interesting here, Robert Covington's injury was sprained knee. I don't know why it's questionable. Maybe it's a mild sprain or whatever, but I don't think he's gonna play. I'm just guessing. So without Little, without Nance, without Covington, without Dame, and Dennis Smith Jr. is also questionable. CJ Ellaby, the guy who's supposedly the backup, is also questionable. And then the guys who are healthy, Tony Snell. You guys know Tony Snell from the 0000 fame.
Yeah.
And Trendon Watson, whoever that guy is. There's no ad here really. Ben McLemore.
Well,
maybe?
there's one player who might benefit here, Norm Powell.
For
not
sure.
an ad, but for sure could benefit a lot considering he just came back. So Nasser Little out for the season. Another Portland casualty for the year. It looks like they're not having a good year this year. D'Angelo Russell left the game with shin contusion.
They
have a back-to-back for tomorrow,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if he's gonna play there.
I doubt it. From the way I saw him limp after the fall, he didn't look that good. I'm not saying it's a long-term injury, but for tomorrow at least, I don't think he's gonna play.
And in case you want to stream someone, Jalen Noel could be a stream, but you have to be careful as well because I think he has been game time decision for a couple of games now.
You want to know the injury?
What's the injury?
Scrotum contusion.
Really?
Yes. Yes. He actually was questionable for today's game with the scrotum contusion. I don't know how the scrotum got got bruised, but apparently
the visuals on that are not too good. But the first time we've heard crazy injuries.
The first time I read it, I was kind of I laughed very, very hard because I don't know how the scrotum got bruised, but maybe not in the game. So I don't know. Just saying, maybe not in the game.
It's a different fantasy for Jalen Noel.
Different fantasy.
Miles Turner, good news for Miles Turner owners. MRI came back good. Still though could be out until the All-Star. So
actually, well, the MRI said that the foot was healing already. So and they can now start start to improve his activity level. He could now maybe run more and everything. So I'm thinking they're really gonna try to let him play before the trade deadline. That's what I'm thinking. They want him to play because they need to trade him badly. So let's see if he'll be able to come back before the deadline. I think he will. Good.
Let's see. Sabonis and Donovan Mitchell also nearing a return. Mitchell's been in concussion protocol. Imagine the Mitchell concussion seems like a COVID protocol injury, right? The way he missed the games, I think he missed pretty much a couple of weeks or a week and a half. Pretty much 10
And it's
days.
similar to COVID because when you get to concussion protocol, you get in not because you have a concussion, but because they want to be they're checking for possible concussion. Donovan's actually was a concussion. I read somewhere that it was a serious one that they had to really force him out. So that's why it took so long with in his case. So unlike the others who get into concussion protocol, sometimes it's just to for precaution. This one's really a concussion. So I think that's the thing.
Yeah. So, but
and I have a question just for you. Do you own Goga?
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask if you own Goga, will you drop him if Sabonis comes back?
Not after a game. I usually don't drop after a game.
Okay.
Of return. But just to see what the role he will have, considering that Miles is out.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll have a good role as a backup, or maybe he plays side by side with Goga. I mean,
I don't think
Sabonis.
So. I don't think so. But that I don't think will happen.
Or I mean, not as a starter. Maybe they'll have stretches wherein they'll play together. But yeah, we'll just to see first. I mean, in a 14 team, it's an easy hold. At least early, you won't think about dropping him immediately because there aren't much players with great value anyways, right? In a 14 team, most of these guys are streamers, so maybe just stream him for a game or two more, see what happens, and then if not, then just drop him unless there's a really hot player.
You're gonna hear a lot from me about stashing till the trade deadline, and Goga is one of them. Aside from the Anthony Melton, Goga is one of them. We know Sabonis can be traded. We know Miles Turner can be traded. So if you just can, then maybe try to do it. In case he gets to be the starter for the rest of the season.
But that's a good point, though. That's a good point. In case you want to stash some players, you have the luxury of stashing players. Might stash them for another couple of weeks. Worry players. Not much. Well, Westbrook was another worry player, a usual worry player. 6 turnovers today. He shot the ball well, 9 out of 15.
But without LeBron, this is not what you expect, right? I think you were expecting 35 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, something like that. But
Anthony Davis played well. Malik Monk played well. Right? So I think.
And I know you own Anthony Davis, right?
Yes.
So what did you feel with the wrist injury?
And I didn't know about the wrist injury. I just saw our chat group. Anthony Davis injured again. Oh my goodness. And then I looked into the notes to see if he was really injured. Well, he played well, and then no notes about him. I didn't know if he came back, and also
he got injured in the after the first quarter. He went back to the locker room, and I was saying, because the first quarter he was so hot, like he started so well, making I think 5 out of 5, and then 1 block, 5 rebounds already. I was saying, yeah, Anthony Davis back, and then trip to the locker room, and then the wrist and everything. I was like, okay, just not a complete game without.
Really, yeah. This guy is really, always being followed by injuries wherever he goes.
I have a question again to you. Is he a buy low or sell high?
Anthony Davis.
Is he a buy low or a sell high?
What do you think? It's hard to sell high Anthony Davis. Let's face it.
But no, I mean, my point is sell him now because you think he's gonna get injured, or his production will fall off.
If you can, yes.
Or is he a buy low in the sense that you can get a first rounder for him and he might become a top 10 guy? Like, he's potentially a top 10 guy. Right? So
if you can sell, you sell. I think that benefits two teams as well if you sell, right? If you sell him, you probably get a solid player back. and then that other team would probably take. There's always, if you trade, that other team would take a risk with Anthony Davis, knowing that the potential is top 10 or top 5, right? And then the other guy was taking out some risk of injury. So depends where you are, what position you are in.
But if JJT has lost confidence in you, I'm also gonna trade now. Because I think I agree with you though. It's very scary when you own Anthony Davis. You can't sleep at night thinking about whether he will get injured or not.
Yeah.
So I think he's a sell. He's a sell player.
Yeah. If you can even sell him, add a +1 to see, if that's something you'd consider, right? Selling him +1 for a first rounder or even a second rounder, like maybe a LaMelo.
Yeah, but I would say that Anthony Davis, if he's healthy, I think he's gonna be first round per game, rest of the way, per game. I think he's gonna be first round. I think that injury really fired him up a little bit. I could see it. He's really trying to.
Yeah, they're not. They're in the middle of. They're at the bottom of the standing. So I think they're gonna try to really get some good groove going. And play better. Although they lost today, so that's unfortunate as well. Karl Anthony Towns, the steady Karl Anthony Towns. Like you said earlier this season, if you have Karl Anthony Towns, you're gonna sleep well at night, knowing that he's gonna give you something. He's gonna produce for you.
You know why I didn't write that down there? I didn't say that KD is the AD is the one you worry. Karl Anthony Towns is the one that is safer because he had a wrist issue also a while ago, around the third quarter to the fourth quarter. I'm just afraid when I write that and tomorrow I jinx it and then they will say that he has a wrist injury and out for a long while. So I didn't write it. I didn't want to jinx it. I hope the wrist is fine. I hope the wrist is fine.
Yeah.
But generally you can sleep safer if you own Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah. Steph played well. There's that 29 points.
He was dancing the whole game. After every 3-pointer he made, he was dancing. So I guess
maybe the confidence is back a bit. Jordan Poole played well again. Every time I watch Jordan Poole play well, I always think about me dropping Jordan Poole too early.
He seems more comfortable with the sixth-man role. And his minutes is now consistent, 22 to 24 minutes. And he's the backup point guard for Steph Curry. They're using him as a creator in the second team. That helps him. That helps him a lot. But again, he made a lot of tough shots a while ago. I watched the whole game, so I can say this. He made one shot that was just a circus shot and everything. So that line that he had today could have been worse. So don't worry. I don't think he's gonna make those tough shots every game. And it's a matter of whether he makes his shots. If he right, if he shoots terribly, the line will be bad.
It's a hit or miss for a scorer like Jordan Poole. Some waiver wire players, maybe some buy players here. Matisse Thybulle had 4 steals and 1 block. Still, I don't think he is an ad. Maybe a stream.
Really? Coming from you?
Because I don't think he's gonna give you 4 steals and 1 block every game at this point. I've lost confidence that could happen. And then that 8 points is actually way above his average.
I'm actually conflicted with Thybulle. That's why I wanted to see what you will say, because I do own Thybulle in some leagues. I dropped him in one of our leagues. I dropped him today because I didn't need the steals. I was way ahead in steals, so I will not be. I don't have any use for him, so I dropped him. But I see him in a lot of leagues. I see him in a lot of leagues in the waiver wire, and that makes me think: is he an ad? Why is nobody adding him?
That's you said it. The use of Thybulle is when this for me. The use of Thybulle is when you need the steals or the blocks, on Judgment Day, or maybe the day before Judgment Day. You just need to close in or widen the gap a bit. And those are the two crucial categories that you're trying to win. You add him, right? But, early in this week, if you don't know yet, I don't think anyone's going to add him because, the lows are just really low. Like if he gives you one steal, one block, that's not fun anymore because, he's going to give you 5 points, 3 points, right? And no rebounds, no assists. So I think over the course of the season, I feel that's the use of Thybulle at this point. Just your guy to fill out the holes whenever you need him towards the end of the week. So that's why he's been so useful in fantasy playoffs.
Yeah. And right? I'll ask you this: Do you prefer him over let's say Royce O'Neal, or let's say Dorian Finney-Smith, Batum, or even the guy, another guy there, Otto Porter? Would you prefer him over Otto Porter?
No, I have lots of DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith. I have lots of Royce O'Neal. Never really dropped them. I don't have. Okay. Who's the third guy you mentioned?
Otto Porter.
I don't have any Otto Porter because he's been easily available in the waiver wire. And the minutes aren't as consistent, I guess, unlike Dorian Finney and Royce. They aren't as good, but at least you get, if they don't get steals or blocks, they'll give you some rebounds, some threes, some scoring, right? If they, if Royce gets 9 points, that's good enough for me. And then, around 3 to 4 assists per game, and maybe 5-6 rebounds. That's solid performance already for me. Thybulle doesn't give you that; he just gives you the steals and blocks. So I think there's also the reason why Royce and Dorian Finney-Smith are ranked quite high because of the all-around stat set that they can give you. So turnovers as well.
Otto Porter, I would try to sell him to you. I think with Raymond now in broadcasting with Shaq and Chuck, as we said, he's probably gonna be out a long time. I just my hunch. This opens up a lot for Otto Porter. He's starting, and I like him because he doesn't hurt you. You won't stream him and think, what if this guy gets 1 out of 8 or 1 out of 9? What if this guy does 7 turnovers, 6 turnovers, 5 turnovers? He will help you. He will help you. Maybe he won't give you 30 points, but at least he will help you in steals, in threes. So there.
Yeah. Otto Porter is another buy recommendation. Jaden McDaniels and Jalen Noel of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jalen Noel, we've been watching a bit over the past few weeks already because of the nice per game scoring and threes, right? The minutes are trending up as well. He's getting into the early 20s already in terms of the minutes. So that could
and without D'Lo is out.
Yeah.
If D'Lo is out. If D'Lo is out.
Even if D'Lo is playing, he gets 20, 22 minutes sometimes. And today he didn't shoot the ball well.
But that's because Pat Bev is also out. I think true. if Pat Bev and D'Lo are both gonna play or healthy, Noel won't be as appealing. But as I said, I've been telling people that I hope that Malik Beasley will be benched. Today he was 2 out of 11, 0 out of 8, I think, from 3. He was really bad. He was not doing anything on the court.
Yeah.
But if D'Lo is out, even Beasley might be an ad here because he will probably start for D'Lo. So he might get his bearings as a starter.
Yeah. Jaden McDaniels, another ad. Well, for me, he's more of he's closer to the Thybulle side.
Yes.
You stream him when you need defensive stats, particularly the blocks. Doesn't help you as much on the other categories. Although he's a better rebounder than Thybulle, he's a better scorer than Thybulle. But Thybulle is a better steal. He's better at steals than.
Well, that's the only thing he does.
Yeah. Well, I think the block side, he can compete somehow in some days because blocks is really a luck thing. But that's pretty much how Jaden McDaniels Yes, Jaden McDaniels has been replaced already by Vanderbilt overall, right? Everyone was so high on Jaden early in the season, but no one really saw Vanderbilt coming for Minnesota. All right, yeah. Worry players, not much. We talked about Malik Beasley. We talked about Westbrook, and yeah, that's pretty much it for our daily fantasy quickie. In case you haven't seen it yet, we have a new show up. It's a shorter show, but it's all about daily fantasy slate. So in case if you are playing daily fantasy slate, this is a show in collaboration with Hall of Fame DFS. And if you are into daily fantasy, not the daily fantasy quickies or the daily season long fantasy wherein you update the daily, it's really the daily fantasy in Yahoo Sports, fantasy sports, wherein you pick players every day to see if they're going to perform or not. And it's not a redrafting or an auction thing. It's a cap based, selection of players. So anyway, it's up now and you can watch it. It's in Tagalog, it's in Filipino for now at least. So in case you are,
but if there are foreign viewers would want also to are joining DFS and they want also to hear our side
our
or
conversation, our discussions.
You just message us, message JJT, and we can make it all English if you actually follow DFS.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, it's called Courtside DFS by Fantasy Benchwarmers, and it's going to be on every day as well. So yeah, that's in collaboration with Hall of Fame DFS. Anyway, that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. 10 games tomorrow, so it's gonna be exciting, and it's getting closer to Judgment Day. So I'm pretty much excited because I'm currently up in a lot of leagues, doing well in a lot of leagues right now. So I'm a little excited. Hopefully I keep the lead, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.